Hey everybody, so y'all just had me live a little while ago. I've eaten dinner now and I just wanted to do kind of an introductory to meditation. Sasha's in here with me because she's been causing problems all over the place today. So I'm going to start putting the meditations up and I'm going to do them live and then they'll go to video because I found that uploading the videos is just taking too long. So, most of you took Yoga 101 with me, but not everybody. And if you took Yoga 101, then we did a couple of short meditations. So some of this information is going to be repetitive of what I've already told you. But I felt like it would be a good idea to kind of put everybody in a level playing field before we start actually putting the meditations up. So a lot of people, I think, are nervous about doing meditation because they feel like you have to completely blank out your mind. That's really impossible for most people to do. So really, meditation is designed to let you focus your mind more than you normally would. So maybe instead of having a million thoughts, you can focus down to about 100 thoughts. Now, some days you're going to find that that's impossible. Your head is all over the place, your brain is on whatever, crack, and you're just crazy and you can't settle down. But other days you'll find that you can actually focus your thoughts and you might even find sometimes that you're so relaxed that you start to fall asleep. So there were plenty of times that I was meditating where my head would nod forward and I'd wake myself up, and that was kind of funny. So when we're meditating, we want to make ourselves as comfortable as possible, but you're going to be sitting fairly still for about 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can do this. And if you do need to move in meditation, and we all do at some point, you just need to keep your movements as quiet and small as possible. Okay, so what can we do to make ourselves comfortable when we meditate? When I meditate, I use this. It's called a meditation cushion or a Zafu. They're available on Amazon. I'm not sure where they're available locally because I got mine on Amazon. So there are two types of filling for a Zafu. Mine is filled with shredded walnut husk, and it's very form-fitting to your body. So I like that. You can see I can kind of mush it down. And so when you're sitting on this, it really kind of fits around your body, and that's very nice. The other kind of Zafu is filled with cotton, and it's hard as a rock. Like, I sat on one once and went, why would anybody sit on this? So I would recommend getting the kind that has shredded walnut husk. If you get one, though, don't open the zipper to see what everything looks like inside because a lot of them don't have an internal lining or bag. The walnut husk are just in there. And, I learned that the hard way. Okay, so if you get a Zafu, what you want to do is put it on your mat. I don't put it right at the top of my mat. I want it a little bit further back. That way my legs have room to be on the mat in front of me. You want to sit on the front third. Why the front third? Why don't you want to sit on the whole thing or towards the back? Because if you're sitting on the front third, that allows gravity to take control, sorry Sasha, and drop your knees. Now in my case, when this happens, the left knee is fine, but the right knee not so much because my groin is still bothering me. So I'm going to take my bolster and put that under my right leg, and that makes me feel much better. Now, if you do something like this, and you know I always say this, use your props to get yourself into a better position. And that's true of meditation too. So if you were to prop up one side and the other side didn't feel so great, go ahead and prop up the other side as well. And you don't have to have bolsters, you can do it with blankets, it's fine. Then you want to come into easy pose and then have your hands to your knees, either palms up, palms down, or you can come into your lap, but one hand on top of the other with the palms up. Then you're going to sit up nice and tall, and you're going to close your eyes, and then you're going to listen to what I tell you. So what we're going to do when I do meditations, they're called guided meditations. So part of the time I'm talking, giving you instructions, and part of the time I'm silent, letting you either carry out those instructions or just sit there and focus on your breath. And yes, the silent part is hard for me. But I'm going to do it anyhow, so it'll be all right. So if you don't want to get a Zafu, and that's fine if you don't, you can use 2 blankets to sit on instead. So you want to make sure that the blankets are folded in thirds and that you've got the rounded, unopened end that you're going to sit on. So again, you're going to put those on your mat, not at the top, a little bit further back so you've got some room. And again, you're going to sit on the front third. Wow, I'm like super close in y'all's face. So I'm going to move back just a little bit. And then again, gravity can take over and your knees can drop. Now I've got to prop my leg up, but that's fine. If you need to move while you're in meditation, because you're going to be in it for 20 to 30 minutes, your feet may start to fall asleep, your legs may start to fall asleep, or maybe you just feel uncomfortable. I mean, I'm not going to be able to keep my right leg in for that long. Just make your movements very small and very quiet. So I'm just extending that leg out, and when I do that, I don't need my bolster anymore. I can sit up tall and have that leg extended. If you have problems sitting up for long periods of time, especially keeping your back pretty erect, use the wall. You can sit against the wall, so just take your short end of your mat to the wall, sit with your back against the wall, and then your Zafu or your blankets would be against the wall as well. So if that's the case, you're obviously not going to be on the front third because you're going to have your back at the wall. So then you're just going to do the best that you can. Gravity's not going to be your friend on that, but just make yourself as comfortable as you can. So I think I'm going to post 10 meditations. We had a lot more, but honestly, there were only about 10 of them that I liked. And I'm going to post them up as we go along, and I'm going to try and get the first one up, okay, Sasha, a little bit later this week. And then, once they're up, you can keep going back to them over and over whenever you want to do one. And I'll always title them whatever the meditation is so that you know what you're getting each time. So as I go through a meditation, what I'm going to do is your eyes are closed and you're breathing normally. You're not going to breathe your yoga breath. Miss Sasha is being unruly. I will read an instruction and then I'll be quiet. Sometimes there's a couple of meditations that all the instructions are read right at the beginning, and then the rest of the time I'm silent and you're just doing whatever it is that you were instructed to do. Most of them, however, you're going to get bits and pieces throughout the 20 to 30 minutes. So I'll read a little bit of instruction, I'll be quiet for a little bit of time, then I'll come back and read something else, give you further instructions, then I'll be quiet. So I kind of have to pace it. Now, one of the bad things about doing this as we're doing it is that I have to have my voice louder than it would normally be in meditation. So I'm going to try not to scream because I don't want to scare the crud out of you like you're sitting there meditating for 5 minutes and all of a sudden you hear my voice. But I can't go real low like I would if we were in the same room because the phone won't pick it up. So I'm going to try and just keep my voice kind of level and modulated when we're going through this. And again, you want to, keep your eyes closed and keep your breath normal. If you want music when you're meditating, that's fine. What I would recommend is that you only have instrumental. That way the words of the music don't interfere with what you're trying to do. So if you want to do like Pandora, you can do yoga radio. Most of that is going to be instrumental, although not all. Or you can do like sounds of nature or something like that where you're hearing the birds chirp and the ocean waves and all that. If you don't want any music during meditation, that's fine as well. That's really very much up to you, and it's a very personal choice. Some people love music during meditation and other people find it completely distracting. So I think that's pretty much it. A little guide to meditation, if you will. Just remember, it's all about just kind of focusing your mind, listening to your breath, and controlling the number of crazy thoughts that are going through. It's not about emptying the mind, so don't worry about that. So I'll try and get the first meditation up a little bit later this week. Depends on how you know who right here behaves, because she driving us crazy, but we love her. And I'll see you guys later.